It's time to dive into our Conor Nicholl knowledge segments where we just kind of get to go into the mind of Conor Nicholl, who has such a vast knowledge of what's going on throughout the state in high school athletics. Connor, appreciate you coming on, also with Sunflower Sports Solutions and a contributor to K Preps as well. For you, I almost just like want to give you the floor, say, hey, what's on your mind and go for it. But you mentioned some trends in high school football right now through the first few weeks that have been pretty impressive.
Yeah, certainly. So one thing I am doing this year, and along with some others who kind of assisting me with this, is we are doing trends of every game across all levels, and I think that the big first trend was is 8-man becoming too non-competitive. And I think that has been an overarching question over the last probably 12 to 18 months is once you get past, say, team 6 to 8 in a classification, are you just simply seeing too many blowouts? I think a question that has been posed is should 8-man go to one classification with some changes that might happen with 1A, especially with some schools out west like Oakley dropping to 8-man. There will be no 1A schools that will be west of Highway 183 in Kansas except Syracuse. And everybody expects Syracuse to drop as well. You know, Stanton County dropped. So would it behoove everybody if 8-man went to one class? And I think we've got some numbers that really bear that out. For example, in the first 3 weeks, 8-man had 20 games total decided by one score or fewer. Okay, wow. 20 games total. 2A has the same number, and they have about half the games. You look at 6A, the number is astounding of close games. 6A through 3 weeks has had 46 games decided by a score or, within a score. And obviously, they have way fewer teams than the 8-man. I mean, 8-man has about 100 teams. Class 6A has 32. And so I do think this is a trend that we need to watch. I think certainly an 8-man 2 this year. You've got 4 teams that I think are significant, and really even 3 that are heads and tails above everybody else. Hanover, Axtell, and Victoria. And then an 8-man 1, and then you've got 2 teams out west that are well ahead of the pack. And then you've got, I don't know, maybe 2 to 4 teams in the east. But it used to be, and some of our coaches have told me this too, you could say a classification goes 10 deep. I don't think that's the case in 8-man in either class. And I think some coaches and some people, administrators, I've talked to probably between 5 and 7 over the last year about this. People are very, very worried about what 8-man could be because you're just getting too many blowouts. And could the classification move from 2 to 1? And I think so far the data kind of proves that out.
And I don't know how much you math this out, but you mentioned maybe some changes to the 1A schools. So, like, if you did want to combine, like, the obvious thing would be like, well, would there be too many schools? So, like, I guess what would be your solution to like having so many 8-man schools in the same division?
Certainly. So I think what will happen is if you, and I'm kind of giving a brief summary here, but if you move the 11-man count, if you change the 11-man count, and if you change the 6-man count.
So right now, there's 24, 25 6-man schools. And if you were to move that to roughly, if you got 6-man up to about 35, 40 schools, and if you changed the 1A, then it would kind of balance things out a little bit more. And if you would, then you would balance out a little bit more of the 11-man. Then you could put 8-man 1, at around 50 teams, as opposed to the 100 it is now, by just some simple math. I mean, if 20 more teams go to 6-man, and if 10 to 15 more teams go to 11-man, I mean, that's a basic way to kind of start that out. Now, could this realistically happen by next year? Probably not. But this is something that people have definitely been talking about for a while now. And we were interested in the data, and so far, I mean, week 2, 8-man Division II played 34 games. They had one game won within a touchdown.
Yeah, you got the numbers. That's for sure. Conor Nicholl joining us here on Can't Sports Chatter with Sunflower Sports Solutions. And what is you can check it all out on YouTube.